Today I want to bring up an idea that is bold and can be life-changing for your jewelry store. It's about daily accountability. Now, you can look at this in a very positive light about the way it should be looked at, or you can look at this as a negative, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we have to do this every single day. If you're looking at it the negative way, then perhaps you need to rethink your position as a jewelry sales professional. And the idea is that here, us independent jewelry stores throughout the country usually just like to hit that glass ceiling. And we do business the way we've been doing business for the last 30 years. And if we're going to do something different, if we're going to grow, if we're going to change, we need to do things better. Now, I'm here in Green Bay where Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers are pretty well-known quarterbacks. And talking with some of the Packer players, those guys routinely would do the basics, the same basic things in practice, in rehearsal that they did back in high school. And so it's learning those things. Well, I want to bring about the idea of a daily accountability for your store to bring it to the next level. Now, that's the daily setup and closing checklist here that I've put down. That's a basic one that it's always interesting how we spend time, we waste a lot of time during the day trying to figure things out, trying to play investigator. And also, when we've been in the business a number of years, we can simply forget things, like putting away the 1 carat and up diamonds in the safe overnight, or the loose diamonds, or putting away such a set value of mountings or jewelry items in general. How many I've walked into a store one time where the vault was wide open, for crying out loud, and the owner is the one that left it that way the night before. Now, a daily accountability list simply takes that element of error out of it and can really save us in a pinch. And I'll bet all of you can think right now of a time where you've dropped the ball majorly on something very, very basic, like putting something away at night that should be put away of high value. So I'm proposing a daily setup and closing checklist. That needs to be built by you based upon the things that are important to you. The things that are important to me is, first of all, who came in and who set up the store this morning? How oftentimes do we ask that at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Hey, who set up this morning? Well, where's that Levion mounting that we had here? Where's that, we're wondering where that thing is. If we have a daily setup list, we see who came in. We know that. We can ask them. And then I wrote down the second one. Well, where is the whatever it is? Well, how often are we looking for something? And then the third thing down is the list so that everyone knows where everything should be. For me personally, I gotta have my sales tools right in every single drawer so that when I'm doing a diamond presentation, all I have to do is stay right with the customer and I know where everything is at all times. From my polishing cloths, my plungers, my tweezers, my notepads, etc., pens. You've heard me talk about this before. How foolish do we look when we're looking and yelling across the store, "Hey Sue, could you bring me a plunger?" We look ridiculous. So let's have everything where it should be when we set up. And this is everything from what's on our computer screens to how do our customer service desk areas look? Do we need to neaten them up? Those types of things. Is the cash in the till? How many times have a customer come in at 11 o'clock after we've opened an hour and we've been doing things, we've been busy doing things, nobody counted the money. Nobody put the money in the till. How embarrassing is that? Computer actions. Prepare the store for selling. Get it ready so that when you open that door right after your 5-minute powwow, you are ready to sell. Your store is rocking and rolling. Your music's on. Your video is playing. All your light bulbs are changed out. All those types of things. So what I'm asking is prepare your setup and tear down closing checklist according to what's important to you. Okay. Another thing too is the key pulled out of the safe, and is the key put somewhere safe? The day lock key. Those types of things. So whatever's important to you. If you're in a mall, you may have a gate you have to pull down, etc. So you make that list. And this, so one of your quiz things or one of your note things today is to start making that list. What's important to you in a daily closing sheet and a daily opening sheet. And then you keep that sheet and you fill it out, you sign it at the bottom, and then you put it in a certain spot all the time so that it's there if you need it. You know what? 99% of the time, you're not going to need it. But that 1% of the time, when you're looking for the 2.5 carat round brilliant cut, pretty good to have that checklist and find out who's got it and where. Next is a pretty big thing, and that is a sales accountability checklist. It's for individual salespeople at the end of the day to fill out, to basically answer the questions, how have I done today? Give yourselves a grade. And these are objective things that you can put on the list. My friend Jim Woodert and I talked about doing this back in November, and he did it. And neat things can happen. I suggest a sheet of paper no bigger than this, and you build that checklist based upon what's important to you. All right? And again, it's a fantastic daily exercise for you as a sales professional, or even if you're a service professional, even if you're doing support things for the store. What's important? What did I do in my day? And so some things that can happen, or some things that can be on that list are, what are my daily sales numbers? How much did I sell today? I'd like to see how many hours did I work, or how many saleable hours did I work? Meaning, how many hours was I available to sell? Not back in the lunchroom, not across the street at Kohl's buying a t-shirt, but how many hours was I available on the floor? And that's regimented by your task list. Are you the Pandora check-in person? Are you the mail check-in person? Are you doing other tasks other than selling? And then, okay, just let's account for that. I was doing that for a half an hour today. So my daily sales, ability hours. I like to see then, maybe perhaps you divide those out and you say what was my sales dollar hour per hour, if that's important to you. What you want to put on this little list, on this checklist, and I would make it no more than maybe 6 items tops that a person has to do, because you don't want them sitting there doing an incredible amount of homework while you're trying to close and get out the store. So just limit it to about a half a dozen items and things that are important to you, things that you want to grow in the store. And this can change. This can change month to month. Some ideas I've just put down here are, how many repairs did I take in today? How many turnovers? How many team sales? Those, do we want to watch that? Do we want to grow that in our business? How many be-backs did I have? Jim Woodard has notes for follow-up. I got to call Barbara Whitmore back because she was interested in a mounting that we, et cetera, et cetera. So daily notes like that. And then how many bridal presentations, how many credit applications, whatever is important to you. Build it like you want it. And then here's the key. You got to do something with that information. I love Excel. So I love putting this kind of stuff in an Excel spreadsheet. And if you have the time and you have the knowledge to do that, God bless you. Have a blast with that, because then what you can do is ultimately, it is a fantastic tool, as I've written down, here's number 3, for management to sit down with you and objectively discuss your actions. Now there's a couple key words there. Management, sit down with you, objective, and actions. Why are those words important? Because sometimes we as managers, we're managers by title, and we don't really have a whole lot of authority in the store. But this is a fantastic way where we can really start to steer the store where we want to as managers, okay? Next, it's objective. You're not sitting down talking to Karen about really her attitude or all the problems that she's got at home because her husband's cheating on her. You're not getting involved in those type of situations. Now, as a team and as a community of people that are friends as well, you may have that time for that emotional discussion in the hugs, etc. But this is a discussion that I would have, you could have it weekly, or you could have it monthly, and I would make it no more than 10 minutes long. Hey, Karen, I see, your closing ratio is really doing well. I mean, compared to the rest of the store, wow, you're doing fantastic. And you can talk about that. And here's the other key. If you're Karen and you're sitting down with the manager at that point, you already know what's going on. You have your own score sheet, so you can see how you're doing. That's probably more effective than somebody telling you how to adjust. But if somebody has to tell you how to adjust, and we can work as a team on adjusting some of your actions, then I'll tell you what, good things are going to happen. And then the other key word, like I said, is actions. We're talking about things you're doing, and we can always fix and adjust and make changes to the things that we do so that we have better, more successful habits. So it's about actions, it's about sitting down, it's about management, and it's about going in a direction where you plan to go, not just willy-nilly do business the same way you've done it for the 30 years. So anyhow, it's daily accountability, makes you feel good as a salesperson. It lets you know on a daily basis how you're doing, right? You know if you're sucking air. You know if you're killing it. So that is fantastic. And then, like I said, then these sit-down powwows with management are more of a, let's work on these actions, just like Brett Favre and just like Aaron Rodgers. What do I need to do with my hands? What do I need to physically do? And then we make changes accordingly. So this is bold. It's about creating a daily habit. But I think you can see right now how this could really change things. Now I'm going to tell you a quick story here to end it up. I didn't even put this on my notes, but I thought of this. We, at Avenue Jewelers in Appleton, Wisconsin, I showed up on a January in 1996, and I looked at the schedule when I first started, and it was Karen's gone for a week, Sandy's gone for a week, Catherine's gone for a week. And I'm like, what are all what's all going on? Well, they're all going to Hawaii. Really? They're going to Hawaii. Well, we discussed that when we hit a certain level, everybody was going to get a trip to Hawaii. Now, I'm not trying to force management to send you to Hawaii, but I want to give you an example of what happens when a team comes together. I'm brand new. I just started, and I said, okay, what happens when we hit the next level? Okay, what happens when we hit the next million? And we kind of looked at each other and they said, well, I guess we'll all go to Hawaii again. You know what happened the next year? We grew by 100%. Why? Because everybody had a managed plan. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do it together. Here's the goal. This is the goal. This is the goal. All year long, we had that goal in mind. This is just like this. That's all this is adjusting and fine-tuning your daily activity towards the goal of where you want to head as a jewelry store. So, I've preached a lot here, but this is very meaty. As a matter of fact, we probably shouldn't have any more trainings for the rest of the month because this is so much to take in, but we're gonna, of course we are. Do something with the information. Here's the word for the day. Accountability turns pain into peace. I think that's phenomenal because then you have peace at night when you're driving home. When you go to bed at night, you have peace. Here's what I did. Here's what I'm working on. Here's what I got better at. Okay? And so I really encourage you now to turn this off, dive into this. Your daily setup and closing checklist, that's very important, and I think you need to have that. But this sales accountability checklist, you know what? You guys write the rules. You guys write what's important to you, and then how you're going to hold yourselves accountable to your owners and management. Go have fun. I'm going to finish my stellar coffee.